everybody, and welcome to round 15 of the QuitFit British Touring Car Championship. It is the halfway stage of this fantastic championship. 15 races at the end of this will be completed, and we still have half the season to go. A return to Thruxton is next on the board before heading over the borders as we go back with Croft, Silverstone, Donington, and ending up at Brands Hatch as well, the Grand Prix circuit, to round out what hopefully is going to be a fantastic championship year. Now, we're a couple of minutes away, as usual, from the start procedure of this race, and the green flags to be given as well for the formation lap. Another 24-lap race ahead of us. Fingers crossed we don't have a safety car. Those of you who watched us just a few moments ago in the Race 2 Championship campaign can know that we had two yellows and safety car periods. It doesn't look like that could happen again. However, who knows? We could have a red flag. That's for all we know as well. Anything can happen in motorsport as well. Congratulations, though, to the Formula E World Champion of Nick de Vries. He has absolutely blown it out of the water this weekend as well in that second race in Berlin as well. I thought was quite good. Even I had to admit, after yesterday I sent the Grid Network, that I think he's looked into his championship position. Today he very much proved that he's earned it with his driving, and yes, I have to agree as well. The 2 points he had as well at the 2 podiums and 2 seconds he had at the Grand Prix at London helped a lot. But we turn our attention back to live coverage of the British Touring Car Championship. The grid just about being cleared now. A load of VIPs back on as the restrictions end for the media as well, and all the people on the grid as well. The restrictions lifted massively. You can all now go out and do interviews with people as well, but everybody in the broadcast team is still trying to be as socially distanced as absolutely possible, and I don't blame them one bit. And also, as well, getting ready for the start of this one, which will be next up. Ben Forbes saying, what time does the race start? Well, it was supposed to get underway at 5:25, as you can see. But we had a little delay to the broadcast as well because, as per usual, the sessions have run long all day long with another red flag in between this race and the other, and then we have another delay as well. So this is hopefully the last race of the day, and hopefully only one start ahead of us as well for what is going to be halfway stage of the year at Scotland, the Knockhill circuit as well, a 1.2713 mile circuit as well to get ready. And I did try and get Megan into the commentary box for the halfway one, but her words to me were, ugh, no, done enough. And she's done the MotoGP and the IndyCar this weekend. So fair dues to Megan as well for not wanting to come back to the box. And she's having dinner soon as well. Brisket for dinner as well today. How very nice. I hope I get some of that later as well. Some nice food. But the scheduled start for this one is just a couple of moments away. Let's go through the grid then as per quickly. It's Stephen Jelly, who was brought on to reverse grid pole position as well after it was his teammate Tom Oliphant who made contact with Nick Hamilton in the previous race as well. Hamilton is okay. Car being repaired. We'll wait to see if it does start this race at the back of the grid as well. But it's Jason Plato starting second at a track where he won at back in 2018 as well. So it should look quite good for him to get a good acceleration and a good move up there. I'm looking forward to also seeing Senna Proctor, who starts third, and Tom Ingram starting fourth. Ingram's been in the thick of it all weekend as well. He's been having fights after fights after fights. So definitely I think Tom can be one, if not the one, to watch here today. Conditions looking absolutely superb as well, as the track will naturally grace itself inwards as well, and the last bits of the rubber will get broken down as well. With 15.3 degree air temperature, track temperature at 19.4 degrees as well. Let's cross over then and welcome over BT Sport. And the action is about to get underway here at Knockhill for the last race of the day. Stephen Jelly on pole position for the BMW squad. And how much does he want a victory here today? His teammate of Colin Turkington had the race win in race 1. Ash Sutton had race 2 as well. So it's looking very good. The course car gets taken away as well from the grid as we get ready to start up with this one as well. 24 laps ahead of us as well. You'll see the names of the drivers come onto the screen as well, and everything get fully prepared and ready for action. They tell you the tyres that they're starting on as well. Mainly they're all going on the softs in this session as well, the medium compounds. Let's take a look. Jelly, Plato and Proctor on the mediums. Then Hill and Turkington medium. Goff and Morgan mediums. Everyone else in the 16 order are on softs as well. Reverse ballast, so Jelly 15, 21 for Plato, 27 Proctor, 33 Ingram, 39 Shedden, 48 for Cook, 57 Hill, 66 Turkington, 75 for Sutton, and Carl Bordy only has 9. On the mediums again, from 17 to 29, Sam Schmeltz, Chilton, Lloyd, then Butcher as well, start on the mediums. Everybody else is on the soft tyre compound as well for this last race of the day. Conditions are perfect. No rain, unlike in the Moto GP race earlier on as well. So hopefully they're going to have a clean run throughout this board as well, as I just adjust my com notes here actually. As Turkington with 2 wins this season as well now. Sutton with 3. And here is Moffat again. As we've seen him doing qualifying actually. Aidan Moffat likes to visualise the lap in his mind as he moves down a couple of gears, turns it in, 4th gear, 5th gear, down into the first corner, pull up into 3rd gear, down in it as well, keep it in 4th as you enter through McIntyre's and up through Butchers as well. It's a fantastic run. In fact, I probably could do that for you if I was really trying. I've got you in 4th gear, down the 5th gear, pull down 2 gears through turn 1, through turn 2, hold it into 4th, pull down into 3rd, through McIntyre's, push up again, 4th gear, into 5th gear, pull down 4th again, up through the chicane area, 5th gear, 6th gear, round into Clark's corner, back down into 5th gear, full power again through Hislops, back up into 5th gear, full 6th gear as well, into Tennis Hairpin, down to 2nd gear as well, flick the car in, accelerate the exit, and then at the end of the line you're across it as well. So there's a visualization lap for you of how difficult this track is as well. And hopefully when the British Touring Car Championship releases its game at the end of the 2021 season, we will be able to bring you lap attacks as well, like with the Formula 1, and show you the tracks all in its glory as well. We were able to do it for Snetterton a while ago because it was on the Project Cars 2, but hopefully with the 2021 season it will be all out in terms of the amount of coverage we can bring you with pre and post race shows. And the green lights are on, and the formation laps can now finally begin here for the QuitFit British Touring Car Championship, the halfway stage of the year. Reminder for you, we've got these graphics, which is the timing monitors as well. Let's go through the grid then. Row 1, it's Stephen Jelly on pole position. Alongside him is Jason Plato. Row 2, Senna Proctor alongside Tom Ingram. Row 3 sees Gordon Shedden and Josh Cook. Row 4, Jake Hill and Colin Turkington. Row 5, Ashley Sutton and Carl Bordley. Row 6, Aidan Moffat and Jack Goff. Row 7 sees Chris Smiley alongside Jack Butel as well. Row 8, Aaron Taylor-Smith and Adam Morgan. Row 9 sees Tom Oliphant alongside Dan Rowbottom. Row 10 sees Paul Rivette and Sam Osborne. Row 11 is Jack Mitchell alongside Ollie Jackson. And row 12 sees Jade Edwards and Sam Schmeltz. Row 13, Tom Chilton and Dan Lloyd. Row 14, Rick Parfit alongside Rory Butcher. And Nick Hamilton, 15th on the board, will take to the back of the grid. So, tension begins to rise for the last race of the day. You can get in touch with us as well on the YouTube chat. We can see access to it as well throughout this broadcast. Tension's rising, anticipation's rising. 2 formation laps here because of the short track length. You need to properly warm up those tyres. So the white flags are now displayed, as well as the checkered flag. 5 red lights built into the board there as well, and repeater lights down along the bottom. That's how we see those lights go out, although ITV seem to be concerned to not use that. But there's the checkered flag waving to tell the drivers this is your last formation lap. At the end of this lap, you will go into your normal grid hatchings and get going. Yep, this is our basic screen that we'll have. We've got the live timing as well as the tracker up here as well. And the green flag, safety car, yellow's runnings as well. And this is my personal favourite on the board as well. This is our driver tracker battle screen that we'll have throughout the race as well. It's round 15 of 30. We're at the Knockhill, and there is the beautiful circuit. And look down here at the bottom as well. You can see all of the race control messages that will be displayed. They're a bit small, but we're working on that for the remainder of the season of increasing that size. But this one is going to be an absolute doozy, if I say so myself, because the track temperature is stabilised, 19.2 degrees. Hayes Moffat was P7 in race 1. Race 2 dropped down to P11. So a lot of work to do for him in today's race as well. Moffat starts 11th, of course, because it's only the top 10 that gets switched around in the order of the reverse grid draw. That's why it's put Stephen Jelly onto pole position alongside Jason Plato on the front row of the grid. The run down towards the first corner, which is Duffer's Dip, will be the one to watch as we're starting 15 minutes later than what we originally planned to do. So in future, remind me to have a go at the organisers and start later, start with the formation laps on. I should really start doing that. Tom Ingram now will line up further back. Nick Hamilton as well will be the last runner on the board as we come into the grid hatchings now. Knockhill can also be running reverse as well, so it's nice to see it as well. Points after 14 rounds. Ash Shelton has 161. Tom Ingram 137. He's only 24 points back. Colin Turkington is 31 points back. He's on 130 points as well. So conditions are going to look superb for him. Morgan lines up on the grid as well. It's the halfway stage of the season. The ambulance is in position as well as the medical cars at the back half of the track. Nick Hamilton coming into his grid slot. He will line up last. Let's hope he doesn't get taken out at turn 1 like he did earlier on. If we do have a red flag, we have some filler as well to show you. So never worry about the filler content. So Nick Hamilton lines up at 29th. The green flag is in the back. It's round 15 of the 2021 QuitFit British Touring Car Championship. We're halfway in the season. We're halfway there to glory. As Stephen Jelly's on pole position. Jason Plato alongside him. All 5 lights are on. And it's lights out at the hilltop. And it's a good start from Stephen Jelly. Once again, 3rd and 4th don't get a great start. Plato got an okay one, but Proctor and Ingram pretty much done to dust into turn 1. Into Duffer's Dip for the first time as Josh Cook coming to pressure. Drivers going off the track as well. Let's hope they didn't cause a collision. No. All looking good as we come into McIntyre's for the first time. Clean, okay. Yes, very clean. Good to go. Yeehaw. No. Pause that. Car off the track as well. Running right to the back. It's Josh Cook, I think. There's the oil from the previous race that got red flags as well, being kicked up as well. That caused a long safety car, and the driver's got to deal with that one as well. I think looking at it, Josh Cook has dropped right to the back of the field. We'll have to wait as he comes across the line. But Jelly, Plato, Proctor, at the moment, it's the runners and riders in this race. Yes, it is Jack Goff, all moving down the order, actually. Very bad start. Yes, and then that's Josh Cook out of the race. Josh Cook's out, yellow out in Sector 2. Yellow out in Sector 2. Look, you can see it's gone yellow with the locals as we start lap 2. Safety car. Safety car deployed as Shedden looks on the inside of Hill into McIntyre. And yet stopped Sector 2 and safety car officially confirmed now on the monitors. Well, that was inevitable, really. Shouldn't take too long. They'll race until they see the boards. Cars sliding over the top of the chicane area as well as they try desperately to keep it under control. But with Josh Cook stopping out of the race, it was Jack Goff who went further back down the field, but it is Josh Cook out of the race. There too, they're making the worst starts on this field. So we'll take a seat as we're under the safety car. What I could do was sitting down. You can see you can see more of the action than me just in the little box. Everyone's probably keeping an eye on the driver tracker. So Josh Cook out of the car. Let's take a look at why. So Cook started this race further back as well. And there is Ingram going up ahead for 3rd place on centre. Proctor. Lovely move coming into McIntyre's. Let's look further back. There's Proctor. And there's the collision further back between Jack Goff and Josh Cook. Yeah, so Goff going back and Cook, presumably with some form of suspension failure. And the drive shaft probably issues as well. Just out of the race. Good night, Vienna. And he will be our first retirement of round 15 of the day. And that's even worse as well for the teams and the drivers to get into. So you can see yellow sector 2 is the race control message. You can just about see on the monitor as the car gets Piper 1 will tow Josh Cook, the 66, back home and get it out of the way. And let's hope there's somebody there still driving it. So let's take a look on board. And this is on board with Aidan Moffat then at the start with Carl Bordley alongside him. An uphill start here. We saw it having disastrous effects for the second row of the grid. Everyone else looking to get out okay. Yeah, nice little manoeuvre into turn 1. And, oh, there's Josh Cook already running off the track. So Cook was off the track at McIntyre's and Leslie's. Already had a shocker as they came back. So wasn't really going to play off. We've gone green. The green flags are out. The race is back underway here at Knockhill. Jelly gets a good restart. Plato goes with him. Down in towards turn 1 at Duffer's Dip. Is anyone going to go for a late lunge? There's still a yellow out in sector 2, but we've gone fully green now. Ingram holding off with Proctor as well. So up the hill, through the black circles, chicanes. And they all look so slow compared to the Formula cars we've been used to so far today as well. But Plato very much into contention now to have a go with Stephen Jelly. Down in towards Taylor's hairpin. Is he going to have a little look on the inside? Plato thinking about a manoeuvre. Backs out of it. Jelly puts the car in the braking zone. Josh Cook gets almost rammed into from behind as well. Hill under pressure from Shedden. Shedden's on the attack. And look at that, fastest lap time is changing for the first. Well, it's just got restarted, haven't we? So Shedden with it with a 51.9, so 51.9. Shedden with the fastest lap of the race so far, but usually it's gone to Turkington after he threw away the race in race 2 by going off the track at the last possible moment as well. Up the hill we go. Into the black circle chicane. We're on board with Gordon Shedden. Looking ahead to Jake Hill as well. And it's Jelly, Plato, Ingram and Proctor. 1, 2, 3, 4 at the moment. Plato's under pressure though from Tom Ingram. Plato defends the inside line, coming into Taylor's hairpin as well. And it's literally like you've got a fishing line. And you've just strung it and you've caught all of these cars up together again as well. Everyone down to 10th with Chris Smiley is still trying to battle and make their way through and have the position for an overtake. It's unbelievable. Senna Proctor having an attack moment as well with Ingram. Ingram stays for 3rd. We ride on board with Gordon Shedden, who nearly runs into the back of Jake Hill, into McIntyre's at turn 3. Look to the inside. Couldn't have the attack run. Hill holds it through. New race distance is 25 laps, so an extra 1 lap has been added to the racing duration. 3 laps maximum with safety cars. We're only under it for 1 lap, which means it's a 1 lap extension. Smiley, a 51.677, gets the fastest lap of the race so far. As Oliphant now under pressure from Rowbottom. Rowbottom to the inside. Did he get the move done? Not too sure. Meantime, Ingram is battling Plato for 2nd position. Let's see across the line. Rowbottom ahead of Morgan, but not ahead of Oliphant. So no, didn't make the move on the last lap. Everyone actually, but Morgan, Jackson and Osborne moving up. Jack Butel losing 3 places on that lap. He's dropped down to 18th. A shocking start for him. As we start the 7th of 25 laps here for the Quit Fit British Touring Car Championship. Ingram holding on now, trying to have a go at Plato once again. And this is allowing Stephen Jelly to have a 5/10 advantage over Plato. And it looks bigger on the track as well. 0.6 of a second now as they come into the braking zone for the Taylor's hairpin. Big lock up from Jake Hill as well. Sharon went wide to avoid it. That's going to give Turkington the opportunity to slip up the inside of Gordon Shedden. But no, because Colin Turkington is under pressure from Ash Sutton. It's race 2 all over again with these two. They cannot get it out of each other's pockets at the moment here at Knockhill. And Shedden is right up there now, trying to get through on Hill. We're seeing it in box 2. Smiley a 51.67 with the fastest lap again. Don't know why that keeps coming up on our monitor, especially as he's passed Aidan Moffat now for P9. So Moffat down to 10th. Oh, and Turkington goes defensive down to Clark's curve. And, yep, Sutton can't get through. Round his lops before the Taylor's hairpin. You can see what the last corner is. The FL is the finish line. And that last corner is Taylor's hairpin on the driver tracker. And Sutton under pressure now from Chris Smiley as well. Smiley, who stalled it in the last race, has made a great start so far. Back up into 9th place in this one, in race 3. And yet Turkington now under pressure further back. But we cut to his teammate, who's extremely under pressure, as Stephen Jelly is trying to hold off Jason Plato. Plato trying to hold off Ingram as well. And then maybe even throw in Senna Proctor for a little fight at the battle. Can Ingram find a way through? I'm counting at least 10 cars in contention for this win as Shedden desperately tries to get ahead of Jake Hill. It's just not working at all as we head now into Taylor's hairpin once again. Hill defends the inside line. Shedden, who's on the soft tyres, Hill's on the mediums, so Shedden should be faster. Cannot find a way through at the moment. Ingram's pace might be explained by the fact he's on the soft tyres as well. Jelly and Plato on the mediums at the moment. We'll explain that as we go throughout this race. 10:25. Very quick laps here. Not that long at all until the finish lines. And let's take a replay of Shedden with Hill ahead. Shedden looks to the inside and taps the back of Hill coming into Clark's. So that's why Shedden's got damage to the front of his car. He made contact. And they've still desperately got to keep ahead somehow. Just breathe. Just remember, you've got to take it easy in this late stages of race 3. Last race of the day. Everyone's tired. Everyone wants to go home. As Jelly locks up as well. And Plato gets his opportunity lost. Plato shoved into the gravel trap. Gets out of it though. As Ingram goes through. Ingram takes second position now. Away at the line. And side by side, Jelly, he's got the lead. Ingram second. Proctor third. Plato drops down into 4th position now. So Proctor now to 3rd, Plato to 4th, and Plato now under pressure from Jake Hill, and barges his way through, and Gordon Shedden goes through as well on Plato. They're side by side of the chicane. They're going to touch there. They surely are touching, and they are touching. Shedden sliding left and right in the chicane. But what's happened to Plato? He's okay. Plato's on the track, so I would have loved to see that on the off-board as well. Shedden and off the track goes Turkington as well. That's going to leave Moffat to go through. As Sutton has already got his hands full as well, trying to pass Chris Smiley. 3 laser tools actually getting right up there as well. Smiley's in trouble as Bordley and Moffat come together as well. The 2 laser tools teammates, they've got the team leader just ahead of them of Ashley Sutton as well. But a great little run there. What a lap that was of action of touring cars. Can't get any closer action than that one. Turkington under pressure now, trying to go to the inside to keep Aaron Taylor-Smith behind him. Does so. And Shedden moves ahead into P5 ahead of Plato for P6. Honestly, that little run to the line as well, side by side, sliding through the Black Circles chicane area was unbelievable. McIntyre's will still turn 3, where the opportunity for an overtake is still granted. Stephen Jelly leads this race, but for how long? Because he's got Tom Ingram right alongside him. Exiting Taylor's hairpin, down the start-finish straight once again. And it's still very close between them. Ingram flashing the lights, the same as Proctor down there. Jelly even got his lights on as well as they approach turn 1 at Duffer's Dip. Into Leslie's and McIntyre's. Oh, big 2-wheel moment there for Ashley Sutton as well. Huge 2-wheel air movement as they come down into McIntyre's. 3 butchers as well. Next up is the Black Circle chicane. Jelly leads Ingram, Proctor and Hill. They're the 4 cars who have really broken away at the front. They're going to be battling for it. Shedden's trying desperately, but he's got Plato and Sutton just behind him. Plato dropped back for this battle. As they come back now into Taylor's hairpin, the last corner on the track. Fantastic little run as well. Let's see what's going to happen next. As that is another move side by side. Plato trying to go around the outside of Sutton, I think. Plato has passed Sutton again. So Plato holds, gets back ahead of Sutton for P6 as well. Sutton down now to 7th. And, oh, God, Sutton is really jumping over those curbs aggressively. I'm worried that one of these times he's going to roll over. He's right on the back of Plato as well. He's almost pushing Plato up the hill into the chicane at the top. That jumps over again. A little touch of dirt there as well. Plato one's right. Sutton trying to go to the inside. Plato defends the line, coming into Clark's as well. A lot of close runs there. Who's going to win this battle? Ash Sutton or Jason Plato? They're former teammates as well, so they know how to run with each other. They know how the other's mind works. And they've both been in this championship a long, long time. That's how you do it. Sutton puts a wheel on the end rear fender of Jason Plato's Vauxhall, and they're side by side across the start-finish line. Plato's on the outside line. He could just hold it. They can go side by side through turn 1 at Duffer's Dip, but no. Sutton gets through and immediately goes a little bit wide. Can Plato fight back into McIntyre's? He thinks about it. No. Has to defend from Chris Smiley just behind. So that is now Sutton back into 6th place. Plato down now 5 places to P7. They're switching positions once again. Lap 15 out of 25. It goes like that, honestly, in the touring cars. A half-hour quick sprint for the race. It does deliver exciting and close racing as Smiley looks to the inside of Plato. Smiley goes for very late and hits the side of Jason Plato, and they make contact into the last corner. Plato's now left vulnerable as well. He's got Moffat coming through as well. On board with Moffat across the line, and he's got him. Moffat will cut the corner and does. Cuts across the inside front of Jason Plato down to turn 1 of Duffer's Dip, and Moffat goes through, and Plato really down on the deck now, really down in terms of time. He's going to have to hold Jason. He's going to have to hold Colin Turkington behind him. And they're jumping over the chicane at the top of the hill as Jelly and Ingram still coming together now. 1-2. The gap 0.265 of a second as they come through Clark Curve. Up through Hislops before Taylor's hairpin once again. Coming through once again. Plato P9. Moffat P8. That's sort of the battle we're looking back on as well. Plato going around the outside. Can Plato get through, actually? Plato's on the outside line, coming into the chicane. He's been nerfed out as well. And that's going to leave Plato vulnerable to Turkington. Turkington side by side with him now as well, down the start-finish straight. And Plato has lost another position, this time to Colin Turkington. Down to turn 1. Carl Bordley tries to go with him. Hasn't worked out. Bordley and Oliphant are battling together. And Bordley goes to an Oliphant as well. And Rowbottom passes Oliphant. So the BMW drops behind everybody at the moment. Good job there from Dan Rowbottom. They call him Robo Man. Doctor Who little thing there, wasn't it? But Robo's going through, or Robocop maybe will be easier. Let's cut back to the lead of the race. Jelly leads, but by 0.248. Just very late into the Taylor's hairpin. Ingram sends it up the inside. He sells a beautiful dummy. In fact, he sells the entire rubber factory of dummies to Jelly into the Taylor's hairpin. Barging his way through. Ingram leads, and Proctor goes through to 2nd place as well. Jelly from 1st to 3rd in the space of a corner. Beautiful little move there. Beautiful with a capital B. And now, let's take a look at it once again. Literally up the inside for Ingram as well. Flat out at the exit. Forced him out wide. Robin is racing. That was a nice one. Now Jelly's under pressure from Jake Hill. Hill's under pressure from Shedden as well. Shedden went to the inside line, and Shedden's passed him. Shedden has passed Hill. Had a big slide doing so, but Shedden has passed Hill. And now Sutton comes to take the party away as well and gets ahead. Hill tries to cut back round the outside. Shedden locks up. Sutton keeps the position on the inside. Shedden into the distance now, looking good. He's in the back of Jelly. So Hill down into 6th place now as well as we start lap 19 of 25. A lot of different changing positions. A lot of, I don't want to say anguish, but that's the feeling of it at the moment out here at the track. Let's take another look at it. So Hill got nerfed out. He got hit by Jelly at Clark Curve, and he just got nerfed out of every single position from Shedden. Shedden literally dive-bombed him when it was a position to be taken. Gordon Shedden's your man to take it. The local boy is Gordon Shedden. He's an ambassador for Knockhill here in Scotland. But it's Rory Butcher's family who actually owns this circuit. And Rory Butcher has one of the family name as the exit of McIntyre's. It's Butcher's. And Rory Butcher, at his home track, he's down in 20th. But Shedden's looking good there as well, actually. He's in P4. Could be moving up as well in a second. He's got Ash Sutton just behind him. So Shedden 4th, Sutton 5th, Hill 6th, Smiley 7th at the moment. As they go back together, down through the first couple of corners again. Jelly's under pressure as Shedden looks to the inside for 3rd place at McIntyre's. Hasn't paid off. What about the Black Circle chicane up the hill? A quick leap of faith moment. As literally, all you can see is the clouds when you're up that hill. Very, very steep. Jackson moves ahead of Morgan for 15th. Lloyd to 20th. Passes Butcher as well. Nice little manoeuvres out there on the circuit. Jelly leads the way. Sorry, Jelly's 3rd from Shedden. Ingram leads the way as, Sutton gives a big punt and a big hit to the back of Shedden's Honda as well as we come across the line. Lap 21 or 25. And Sutton wants to go through on Shedden. He wants to try and find an opportunity to have an overtaking manoeuvre as Jake Hill is passed by Smiley as well. And Hill going off the track as well. Goes through the gravel. He's going to come on like a rocket at the exit. Hill off the track. Rejoins at McIntyre's and Leslie's and gets a nerve from Moffat as well. So only loses down to 8th place. So only losing a position there for Hill. Could have been worse. Could have been outside of the points paying or even out of the race if it was that hard of a position. So it's lasted long enough and it's lasted well enough here at the moment. What a great little battle this is. Let's take a look at it. So Smiley on the inside line. Hill goes to the outside, turns in too late, gets on the dirt and just runs it out too wide. That's just Hill's fault for not backing out of it earlier. Nothing at all wrong there with Chris Smiley's manoeuvres. Lap 22 or 25. Ingram leads the way from Proctor, Jelly, Shedden, Sutton, the top 5 at the moment. That could all change, though, on a diamond. Who's down to the pit lane? Nick Hamilton, I think, pits. Is that Hamilton in the pit lane? I think it is. It is Nick Hamilton. So, yeah, Josh Cook's out of the race, and Hamilton's gone 4 laps down. So, Hamilton into the pit lane as Smiley defends from Carl Boardley as well. Sorry, that's not Smiley. That's Oliphant. That's Oliphant defending from Boardley. As Boardley has the inside line again, going through the chicane side by side is never a good idea. Somehow they don't touch. Somehow they manage it with a beautiful synchronized overtake. As Oliphant now gets passed by Aaron Taylor-Smith. Back to the battle for 3rd place. Jelly 3rd, Shedden 4th, Sutton 5th, Smiley 6th at the moment. Ingram's got 1.168 seconds to centre Proctor. I wonder if Proctor's going to finish 2nd again here this weekend. Finish 2nd in race number 1. Finishes 2nd in race number 2. This is a fight back of sorts on lap 23. But Ingram looks to be our 3rd different winner of the day. And 2nd in the title. He will take the lead of this championship as well at the exit of today. I suppose there's only so much you can ask for a good exit day. Sutton was on 161, Ingram on 137. The points will change and they'll drift into the way as Jake Hill retires from the race with some brake fires there as well. So I think Sutton might keep the lead of the title just to Tom Ingram. It's all depending on the points at the moment. I'm just trying to work out in my brain. Yeah, Sutton will lead it from Ingram by I think a point in the standings. We'll give you that at the end of the race though. Penultimate lap. The battle for 3rd, still the place to be. Jelly, Shedden, Sutton, and Smiley. 3, 4, 5, 6 at the moment. As Jelly comes under pressure again. Sutton desperately wants a podium at his home race here in Scotland. The only venture to Scotland we make on this calendar. We used to go to Ireland, of course, with Mondeo Park, and we all miss Mondeo Park so much. It's a great racetrack as well. Wales never got a mention either. But we're trying our best to get a circuit everywhere. As we still see side by side. Shedden's now coming into pressure as well from Sutton. Sutton looking to the outside. Can't find a way through there. So Shedden still has the opportunity. Sutton looks to the inside. Can't do it. Last lap the call. Final lap here at Knockhill. On the halfway stage of the British Touring Car Championship in 2021. Ingram leads, going to take another win this year. It will be his 3rd win, putting him level with Ashley Sutton as well. Not bad coming into this weekend for Ingram. Had a little bit of damage in race 2, but has had a fantastic race 3. The Ginsters sponsored car. Who wants a pasty? At the end of this one, even I'm thinking about having a pasty. The advertising works, doesn't it? On the board. Flashing the lights into the Taylor's hairpin. It's been a long first 5 weekends, but we've had another title fight. On to the next 15 races. Halfway completed, and it's Tom Ingram winning once, twice, 3 times a winner. In 2021, across the line, Proctor second, Jelly third, from Shedden and Sutton, Smiley and Moffat across the line. Then it's Turkington, Plato, Rowbottom across it, with Bodley, Taylor Smith and Oliphant across the line. Morgan 13th, Oliphant 14th and Jackson 15th completing the points. Then we get Butel, Osborne, Lloyd, Edwards, Butcher with the fastest lap, Rivette, Mitchell, Chilton in there as well. Sam Schmidt, Ricky Paffett, Jack Goff, and out of the race was Hill, Hamilton and Cook as well. Then Hamilton does take the checkered flag at the end of that race. Not a bad result, that one, actually. Not a bad race at all. Great weekend of action for the QuickFit British Touring Car Championship as well. And it is Tom Ingram who has taken the win. He's 3rd win of the year. I think he now matches... Yes, he does. He matches everything Sutton has done. Sutton has had 3 wins, 2 seconds and no thirds. And now Ingram's had 3 wins, 2 seconds and no thirds as well. And I think they might be level on points. Here's your results then at the moment. It's Tom Ingram, the race winner, from Senna Proctor, Stephen Jelly, Gordon Shedden and Ash Sutton rounding out the top 5. Chris Smiley goes into P6 as well. Then I drop down the order. We see Aidan Moffat, Colin Turkington, Jason Plato and Dan Rowbottom completing out the top 10. Further down the order, outside, is Carl Bordley as well. But that's the top 10 that they're focusing on as well. As we are about to say goodbye. As ITV4 go on an ad break, we'll switch back over to the handheld mic to wrap up the day's action here on YouTube, where we've had 3 touring car races, a MotoGP, and a Formula E Championship decider. It certainly has been eventful today, hasn't it? I can't remember another weekend like it, to be fair, where we've had so much action in one day. Certainly is good. Okay, coverage details for you. Next weekend, it is the Le Mans 24-hour race as well. We'll be covering some hours live and some in highlight form as well, so stay tuned onto the Discord and the Twitter page as well, at Joshua Birch 99 for all of the action. You can join the Discord and everything with the link in the link tree in the YouTube bio. 3 race winners today: Colin Turkington, Ashley Sutton and Tom Ingram. Halfway is done. We're halfway there to the end of the season. Thanks for your company here today. It's good night to you all.